Back when I was in middle school and the start of high school, I'd wake up, I'd eat a crappy breakfast full of carbs, sugar, and processed foods like cereal, pancakes, waffles. I would, go through the motions of my morning routine, kind of looking around, not really caring, brushing my teeth, but not really caring if I got anything. I sometimes wouldn't even put deodorant on because I just forgot. I'd be half-assing everything I did, just trying to get it done as quickly as possible so I can go on my phone. You know, I'd spend like half an hour every morning just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling just mindlessly before the bell rang for school and I finally went to my classes. And then I wondered why I felt so lethargic and tired and I couldn't focus. I was looking around everywhere like I can't wait to get to class to end. And I just like I couldn't do anything about it, I thought, because I'm just tired all the time. And now I keep my breakfast to almost no carbs. I meditate every morning. I put effort into making those mornings really good so I can have a good day. And my attention span, my ability to focus, my output of effort throughout the entire day has just gone so far up because my morning routine has been so good and it has made sure that I have been ready for the day, no matter what it's going to throw at me. Now, let's talk about setting up a morning routine and the most important part of actually having a morning routine. Now, this may sound very funny, but the most important part of the morning routine actually comes in the night, and it's your sleep. Because you have to make sure you are getting enough sleep every night and waking up at the same time every day so your body and your mind is ready from the moment you wake up to go down those stairs or go down to the kitchen, grab some food, eat some food, and get ready to work for that day. You know what I'm saying? Without a good morning sleep, you'll feel very groggy and confused and like every morning, and that is really not a good way to start because if you don't have a good morning, the rest of your day isn't going to be good either. So every night, turn off all electronics. I say at least 1 hour before you go to bed. I'd recommend maybe two if you can do it, and try and give yourself at least 9 hours of sleep. Because I know that, the doctors and the science says you need 8 hours of sleep every day. And so that means, what if you need to wake up at 6? Well, if I go to bed at 10, that's 8 hours to 6. So 10. But there's a lot of time where, you're kind of tossing and turning, trying to fall asleep, or maybe you woke up at 3 in the morning and you have to fall back asleep. So, because nobody's able to sleep with 100% efficiency. So we need to give ourselves some time to fall asleep and to go back to sleep if we need to. So those 9 hours of sleep you're getting, once you add up all the, waking up and trying to go to sleep and tossing and turning in the middle of the night, will be more like 8 anyways. And then you need to wake up at the same time every day. I wake up at 5:45 every day because my bus comes at 6:45, and 5:45 is a good time for me to get everything I need to do in my morning done. But it doesn't have to be the same for you and me. You can find a time that works for you where you can get everything done throughout the day or throughout the morning without, being up at freaking 3 a.m. at an ungodly early time. The only part that really matters about waking up is that you're consistent, you know. You don't want to be waking up at 4:30 one day and 6 the next and freaking 5:30 the next day and then 3:15, cuz your brain and your body is never going to be prepared because it's not going to know what the right time to wake up is. All right. So now that we've set up your morning routine for success by getting rid of that grogginess and making sure as soon as you wake up, you're ready to go, we have to talk about what not to do in the morning so you don't accidentally put that grogginess and confusion back on yourself by doing these bad habits in the morning. So, I talked about these in my story, but it is very important to avoid these because they can really impact your entire day if they're done, especially in the mornings. Number one, do not eat sugar in the morning. You really need to avoid like any sugary, processed, non-nutritious carbs in the morning because they can really mess up your day because you'll get like this carb fog in your head throughout the day. And a carb fog is basically when it's really hard to focus, you keep looking around everywhere, you don't really care, you feel tired, you feel bored throughout the day. Your brain feels kind of slushy because of carbs, carb fog. I actually don't recommend eating any carbs in the morning, even if it's something like potatoes, because I found that even potatoes do give me a tiny bit of a carb fog throughout the day. And I found that eating more, like no carbs at all, makes my brain as sharp as possible without forcing me to not eat until lunchtime or something. But if you want to eat like potatoes or something, whatever, at the very least, no processed foods like cereal, pancakes, waffles, stuff like that. Number two, don't use your phone in the morning because your phone has been designed to take away your attention and hook you into whatever app you're using, like Instagram. Instagram and your phone in general has like they found like that perfect color of red that really like brings your attention to it as soon as you see it and makes you like almost forces you to tap on it just by seeing that color. And there's so many things in your phone and in your apps that do that all the time just to hook you on there for like a minute more at a time. And all the dopamine releases you get from using your phone, like if you go scrolling on TikTok, you go scrolling on Instagram, something like that, it releases way too much dopamine, especially so early in the morning, and it fries like the dopamine receptors in your brain to the point where for the rest of the day you feel kind of bored and unable to focus again because your brain is always just thinking about, oh, I wish I was on my phone right now because I wonder what's going on Instagram right now. Because of that, just you got hooked in the morning. So keep your phone away for as long as possible because if you don't use it, your brain will be much more sharp and be able to focus on real work early in the morning because your brain is the most fresh and it's the most agile early in the morning. So do not use your phone. But if you have to use your phone early in the morning, like, somebody's picking you up for school and you have to text them or something like that, silence all the notifications, like right now. Like right now, go into your settings, turn on Do Not Disturb, turn off notifications so you can go onto that phone. You don't get distracted by the thing over here or the thing over here. You go text your friend, when are you picking me up today? And then you get off because we do not want to be hooked by our phones that early. But not using your phone also means no music, no earbuds, no headphones, like at all in the morning for the exact same reasons I just stated. Because I've heard a lot of people try and cope and be like, music's not that bad for you. But this modern music is also designed to hook you and to keep you from, putting your attention on actual important things like working in the morning. If you really do music after a while of not using your phone at all, you can see how like music will really affect your brain, especially so early in the morning. Now, I know for high schoolers, it is a very big problem trying to find a right morning routine because I know when I was doing it, I would look at all these like entrepreneurial gurus and they would talk about how, they work for 5 hours in the morning and they get everything, all their hardest stuff done first. But that is very hard for us high schoolers to do because we have high school first thing in the morning and we can't work for 5 hours on our computer on whatever business they're talking about, because we need to work on schoolwork so we can get good grades. So I have found a morning routine that is very simple, very easy to do, and it really prepares me to get good grades in school, and then after I'm done school to work because I still am ready for whatever's coming next. Now, the first thing that I do is I go downstairs and I cook like 8 eggs a day, because eggs are like really good for you, and they're a great source of protein, fat. There are no carbs, so they're like great to have in the morning when I want to keep my brain fresh. But you don't have to cook in the morning if you don't want to. You can make something the day before or boil eggs or something. Just get something that's healthy for breakfast every day, because we don't want you eating cereal for breakfast and then throughout the day being, groggy and confused. Then I come back up, get dressed, brush my teeth, come back into my room, sit right here on this bed, and do 20 minutes of meditation. Now, you don't have to do 20, but I found that is the best for me to actually like challenge myself with the meditation, because 20 is a decently long time for me to meditate, but also it's very quick, and I can, I don't have to wake up at 4:30 to do it. I can wake up an hour before my bus leaves and be able to get it done. So, meditation, very important in the mornings because it clears your brain of thoughts. It allows you to focus very well. And honestly, especially for me, I found that meditation has caused like me no anxiety in the morning. Like, I'm on the bus or I'm at school and my anxiety is greatly diminished when I've meditated in the morning. So that's a great thing, especially for a lot of guys I know have like social anxiety. So meditating in the morning and be able to clear your head of thoughts is a great way to do it. But that's really all there is to my morning routine. I just cook some eggs, eat the eggs, meditate for a little bit, and I'm done. My morning routine ends there. I hop on the bus. Actually, don't want to say that it ends there because I do one more thing. While I'm on the bus, it takes me 30 minutes to get to school. If you take a car, you can do the same thing. Or if you walk, it might be a little harder, but you could try it. But I work on something that actually means something to me in the morning, because I found that working on something I want to work on helps me focus and get ready for work throughout the entire day. Because I, I usually work on scripts in the morning, so I'll be on the bus with my phone. I know phone, but I have all the notifications silenced. It's always on airplane mode. Do not disturb. Like, my phone is basically a wall for notifications at this point. But um, I'll go on my phone, open up the docs, and I'll write down scripts or ideas I have to, you know, because it's a great time for me to work on it because I'm not doing anything. And this is when I really work on the scripts, and the scripts really mean something to me because I want to make these videos to help people just like me. So the scripts for me, but for you, it could be something like, if you like writing and you have a book you want to work on, go ahead, work on the book. If you need to study for a test, study for the test, but something that you want to do, not something that you have to do. Because I found if you have to do it, it like takes away your attention instead of making you more focused. It's like, "Ugh, I already did this today. I don't want to do more." You know what I'm saying? And then once you get to school, hang out with friends, do whatever you want in school, but make sure your work is done. I recommend don't use your phone until like lunchtime, because I found like at lunchtime using your phone not a big deal, but before lunchtime do not use your phone at all. Get your work done. Stay focused. Now I want to talk about something that I found in the past couple of weeks with me, my friends, and other people around me. It is a weekend routine for students has been so hard because a lot of like I know I've lost my routine on the weekend and I've been very confused as to why. My output on the weekends just feels less than it did during the school week, and I know that a lot of kids don't have a weekend routine because they're not used to having school on the weekends. So obviously on the weekends we have much more free time. Like, we have basically the entire day unless you have sport event or something like that. But there's still much more free time than if we were going to school for 7 hours again. So I actually do like that financial guru kind of morning routine on the weekend. So I wake up and I won't eat. I'll do intermittent fasting for a while because I found that, right now I am very focused on just this video and how it's going. I'm not really worried about anything else right now because I feel like when there's no food in my stomach, I feel much more focused and, able to put my best effort out for you guys in these videos. But I recommend working out first thing in the morning because I found that, getting that real burn, that struggle, and then finishing that struggle has made it so much the rest of the day so much easier because that hardest part is the workout for me. But I've heard a lot of YouTubers talk about this eat the frog, where you do that hardest task first. Because imagine you were given a dinner and you had to eat a frog, but you also had a steak and a cake for it. Now, obviously, you would eat the frog first, so while it would be disgusting and you would hate it, it's down, it's done, and then you can eat the steak, cleanse your palate, and then eat the cake after that. Instead of eating the frog last, where you're worried about eating the frog as you're eating your steak, you're not really enjoying your cake, and then you have to eat the frog, and there's nothing to wash out that taste, and you have to deal with that ugly taste in your mouth. Same thing for us in our morning routines. We want to get that hardest thing out of the way first. Now, for me, I actually quite enjoy recording videos, so it's not my hardest thing. But I found that on the weekends, my motivation to go to the gym is much lower for some reason. So, my eat the frog is going to the gym first and then recording the videos because recording the videos are a little bit less of like an eat the frog for me. But if you have a test coming up on Monday, your eat the frog could be studying for that test and just do that for a while with no food in your stomach, clear head, get it done very soon. Like right now it is 10:30 and I'm recording videos and I'm almost done all my work for today because I've been working since like 7 a.m. today. Also, another point I want to bring up, your sleep doesn't have to be the same on the weekends because I found sleeping in a little later on the weekends actually helps me because I feel like I'm more rested. But if you want to wake up at the same time on the weekends as well, don't worry about it. But once you've eaten the frog, once you've gotten all those little tasks done, like if you have a habit tracker, getting all the habit tracker stuff done, getting your workout done, like after there's absolutely nothing for you that you need to do. This is when you feast. Like when I finish this, I'm probably gonna have like an 8 egg omelet with a bunch of cheese and chicken and peppers and onions because I haven't eaten anything yet, and having that big feast will just sit in your stomach and you'll kind of feel lethargic, but at that point you're all good because even though you feel lethargic, you've done everything you need to for today. And after you feast, go hang out with your friends. I went to the park yesterday with my friends. We played soccer for hours before I came back home. I got a pumpkin with my family because it's close to Halloween. Carved the pumpkin, watched a Halloween movie with them. Just, for the rest of the day, chill out, relax, talk with friends, go with family. Eat as you like. If you want to have a small treat on the weekends, I do personally have like a chocolate bar or something on the weekends. So if you want to have something like that, be my guest. Just chill out for the rest of the day and enjoy the weekends for what they are. Because, it is really fun to have a day off and we're still teenagers, and having a social life, going and playing is something we should still do. We don't have to be like adults yet, but we also don't want to be little kids and we want to work. You know what I'm saying? Now, your routines don't have to be exactly like mine. If you found that you have a lot of time in the mornings for school, or you don't want to cook, you don't want to meditate until you want to do something really hard, you like working out, so you're going to do your work first and then work out, anything like that, change as you find necessary. Or if you find a video that you think the morning routine is better than mine and you want to like mix them together because some parts are better, some parts are worse, go ahead, do that. My the big takeaway you need to take from this video is the bad habits in the morning. You never want to eat the processed food. You don't want to go on your phone in the morning because you know there's a quote saying that more days hold on. There's a quote saying that years are made by days and days are made by mornings. And if you don't have good mornings, your days won't be good. If your days aren't good, your years won't be good. And you won't make progress and you'll still feel stuck in that rut. So keep the mornings good. If you want to change the routine I told you, go ahead. Do not do the bad things though, because the bad habits will lead you to have bad days. And those bad days, we don't want bad days because bad days don't help us. Now remember, morning routines are a great way to get ready for the day, but there is no real way to actually do the work without doing it. You can only be ready for it or not. But either way, even if you're not ready for it, your morning routine wasn't too good, your day wasn't too good, you still have to make sure that you are doing the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Bye bye.